Okay guys, I just want to preface this video really quick with a quick disclaimer. I posted my last Robinhood finance Tesla stock video about options last time, and a lot of people made me realize I need to be more responsible. So first and foremost, I want to say if you are looking into trading stock options through Robinhood, please do not look to me as a source of really valuable information. I'm talking like one beginner to another beginner. I'm not going to help you make it like $20,000 like I did. I'm just sharing what happened to me. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you want to get into options on Robinhood, just know that it is gambling. If you put $200 into a Tesla option betting it's going to hit a certain amount, you could lose all of that money. So whatever $200 to $0, that's your return. Like, it's negative return, negative infinity. Options are really fun and exciting and cool, but I really think if you're new to investing in finance and savings, there's other things you should probably do first. Make sure you have an emergency fund set up. Make sure you're putting money to your retirement in a more stable plan. Like, trading options should be like your extra money. Like, if you have extra money to go out partying and drinking and blah, 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 don't do that and just do options trading. Like, it's fine. Like, it's just some excitement. You could maybe get really rich. You could maybe get really poor. So be very careful. So guys, also I want to mention, if you do want to trade options and buy stocks through Robinhood, I'll put my link in the description below. If you sign up, I get a free stock and you get a free stock, and you can actually get a good stock. There are pretty decent odds. Like the other day, someone signed up using my link and I got a free share of Facebook, which is like over $200. I'm the luckiest person in the world. So you have the same odds if you use my link as well. Yeah, click it after you watch the video. So guys, this isn't a finance channel. I never really intended to make it one. My love for tech has kind of transformed to my love for Tesla, and that's kind of transformed to my love of finance and investments and stocks, just because a big part of the Tesla community is tracking the stock of Tesla. And I learned a lot. Like, ever since I bought a Tesla, like, my mind has really just opened up to investing in stocks and stuff like that, and I'm so forever grateful. So I recently came upon something called options. I had no idea what it is. If you're watching this and you're not into finance and trading, you probably don't even know what it is either. Most normal people, when they think of the stock market, they just think buying a stock, holding onto it until it's high, selling it. Like, that's it. So like, the idea that I bought less than $300 worth of options for Tesla and made $19,000 from that probably blows people's minds. I just kind of want to share what happened. This last week was a little bit crazy. Like, it's 5:48 in the morning. Like, I go to work today after I make this video, but I just couldn't sleep. I've just been thinking about this crazy week, and I just wanted to kind of like get my thoughts out on camera, kind of show you guys what happened. I have a bunch of screenshots on my phone throughout the last week, just kind of documenting what happened, so it kind of brings back my memories. So if you saw my last video I made, I basically made a how-to on how to buy options through Robinhood, because at the time, like, Tesla stock was going up. So basically what an option is, I'm not a professional. I do not even fully understand it. I've literally been doing options for like a week or two now. So what I did, I bet that Tesla stock would hit $1,000 a share by February 14th and March 20th. I bought two different options. The February 14th option was like $44, and the one for March 20th was $200-ish. And basically what happens, if you're betting that a stock is going to get to $1,000, the farther the date, the more expensive the option is going to be, because there could be a higher chance of it happening. And the crazy thing is, when I made that video showing how to do it, my Robinhood portfolio was like $6,000, and that $6,000 included 4 shares of Tesla, I believe, 3 or 4 shares of Tesla, and the rest were those options. So those options I paid $250 for about. They were worth like $3,000. And at that time, to me, it was kind of mind-blowing, but it wasn't really that much money where it was freaking me out. I would have been okay if I lost it. I was just having fun. I was trying to like learn a new skill, options trading. And at that point, I thought Tesla was still like shooting up. So that summarizes like to that point, like to that video. And I just kind of want to go back. I just want to go back from the beginning, like how this all started. So this was my Robinhood account, January 22nd. Tesla stock was worth $568. And then here, January 29th. This was the day of the Tesla earnings call. The Tesla stock was shooting up like after hours even, like in anticipation of the earnings call, because the earnings call, I believe, was like, what was it, 7:30, 8:30 at night Eastern time. So like, I thought that was crazy. Here is, at that time, my 3 shares of Tesla. So just after hours, they gained quite a bit of money. And like I said, this is the stock trading that most Americans are familiar with. You buy a stock, you get money when the stock goes up. Not that simple, but we'll continue. And then here, there's a notification in Robinhood. Tesla went up to 640 after hours. It's still going up 650. And then these were just some articles that I shared on Facebook. Basically, their stock went up because they crushed all of their results. They shared their profit, their income. They're doing really good. And then on top of that, like, just to kind of go back, the reason that I bought the calls, I'll get to that later once we get to that here. And then, of course, like the Model Y is coming. And then here on January 29th at 6:16 p.m., like, so before the earnings call. So during the chaos of this all, a lot of people just told me, like, you don't know what you're doing, like, be careful, like, options trading is for professionals, and like, I get it, but I did have a method to my madness. My thinking was that this earnings call was going to be so fucking I'm gonna get demonetized. It was going to be so insane that it could just shoot up to $1,000 in no time. And then I was also thinking about the Model Y deliveries are coming, and then Battery Investor Day is coming. That's kind of why I pushed my call out to March 20th, because I thought that would kind of correlate with Battery Investor Day, which after the fact I learned it's more likely going to be in April. Here is when I was trying to figure out how to do calls, and I wasn't on Robinhood to do them. So then I had to go through a little checklist. Once I found the option, you have to like do further verification that you can do options. And then here we go. What I haven't really shared with a lot of you guys is that I did buy, so this is the first time I've ever bought calls. So the fact that I earned $19,000 is definitely beginner luck, and I understand that. I'm not trying to say I'm a professional. I'm not trying to say I'm going to quit my job to do options trading. But the funny thing is, I did buy a call to expire the 31st, which, okay, so if the earnings call was on a Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday night, the 31st would have been that Friday. So my hoping was that the stock was going to shoot up to $800 before the end of the week. And it didn't, but guess what? Like, I lost $4. That call was $4. So the chances of that happening, I guess, were so low that the price was so cheap. I am thankful for this $4 loss because it taught me a lot in this short amount of time. I learned with Robinhood and just like with options trading that the market goes a little bit crazy right before 3 o'clock because that's when everyone is selling off their options. So we'll get to that in a moment and how I made the decision to sell my calls eventually. And then I guess here's just another screenshot of the Tesla stock I was making. It was still doing pretty good over the weekend. I don't know why this is a screenshot of oranges in here. I skip that. Okay, and here I was just like looking at more calls. So like I said, if you buy calls, which again is a gamble, that stock will go up in value. If I want to buy an option or a call for January 15th of 2021 and say Tesla's going to hit $1,000, the price of that is $3,400 because the odds of that happening are pretty high. And it's so far out as well. The farther out, the more expensive it is. So here, like right when the market opened, I already had $198 return today only. And as time went on, like it just went up $400, $698, $735, $830, $1,000, $1,500, $1,700. And then this is my other call, like $430, not much, but this call is the one I spent like $44 on. Like the today's return percentage is insane, 1,800%. And then here was my Robinhood account, like almost right before I made that first video I talked about. So my total portfolio gained $2,500 in a day alone. And then, of course, there's some news in Robinhood I screenshotted. So Tesla went up 17% after Panasonic posts first quarterly profit after battery business. So Panasonic provides Tesla with batteries. It's smart to invest in companies that deal business with Tesla if you think Tesla's going to do good. And then here, I was just looking at more calls just for the heck of it. So a March 20th call, which was that call I bought a few days ago for $200 some, is now worth $2,000. So I'm like, whoa, like this is a gamble, but I made some money. And then just to push it forward, the call in January of 2021 that I believe I said was worth $3,000 at this point is worth $8,000. And here's just both of my calls at 3/21, same day, Monday, up a lot of money. Total value $2,500. Here is that same call that I bought for $44 or whatever. The total return for the day is 11,760% return. And then here's just some more information about the calls if you were interested. If I said the amounts wrong, I'm sorry. So the cheapest call I bought that expired for February 14th was $49. And the more expensive one that expired in March 20th was $223. So if you hear me say 40 something or 200 something, that's what I mean. I just mean like the February call and the March call. So here it is Monday at 5:50 p.m. So the February call was worth $593. The March call was worth $2,270. And this was just that night at 7 p.m. My portfolio hit $6,000, over $3,000 of profit that day. Insane. At this point, Tesla was $767.75 a share. Keep in mind, like a few days prior, it was like it was surging to 600, and that was a big deal. Here's the day. Like, this is the day it got insane. I gotta take a sip of coffee. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I'm sitting on the bed. I can't tell. So where we're at right now, it is 7:30 in the morning. I don't know what time I woke up. I must have been up super early because I was hyped to see. So after hours, the stock went up $80. That is a good sign of the day. That means we're gonna have a good day today, most likely. So Tesla share was $860. It's the highest it's ever been. I had a call betting that this stock was gonna hit $1,000. Like, what the heck? Like, the previous day, all that money I earned, like, what am I gonna make today? Like I said, I'm so new to calls. I had no idea what to expect when the market opened. But it just kept going up. And then here, okay, so here's when the market opened. So this is a screenshot at 9:36. Here's my two calls together. So total value is now $7,000 for like less than $300 call total. And now my Robinhood portfolio surges to $15,000. It was a crazy ride. And then in a matter of, what was this, 3 minutes, it went up $3,000. So at 9:52, my total value was $15,000 for these two calls. At 10 a.m., like literally a few minutes later again, my Robinhood value was now almost at $20,000. Insane. My call I spent, did I say $44? I don't remember. I have a bad memory. Is now worth $5,453. My call I spent like $200 on is now worth nearly $9,000. I don't even understand. And again, like, it's almost noon. My Robinhood portfolio is nearly $20,000. Tesla is now over $900 for the day. After 1 p.m., my Robinhood portfolio got to $21,000. At this point, I was really like, ugh, I don't even know what to say. Like at this point was my game, like I had to have a game plan because like I said, with Robinhood, you have until about 3 p.m. to sell your calls. After that, you're kind of shit out of luck because typically all the crazy shit happens right after 3, from 3 to 4 until the market closes because everyone's doing their stuff. So I was at work. So I work in banking. I'm helping customers. So I'm thinking, oh shit, like I need to make a plan because from what I was told, the professionals on Twitter, like, and I joke about that, but honestly, they probably saved my butt. They told me to sell these calls around like late 2 p.m. So that was my plan. So I told myself I'm going to sell these around 2:30, 2:45. And at this point, I thought, okay, tomorrow Tesla's going to hit $1,000. I don't even know what type of money that would be in my hand. It could be like $50,000. But you know what? I would not be able to sleep that night knowing $200, $300 turned into $20,000, but then it could turn into zero the next day. Like, I didn't want to do that. So I'm just watching it. Oh, and then here. So this is like, okay. So this is 2 o'clock right here. So this is like right when I was about to cash out. In my head, I was like hoping it would hit 25,000 because we, like humans, just love round even numbers. And this is right before I started helping a customer. A customer came into my office like 2:20, 2:30. They needed something pretty in depth. I'm like, oh God, Jesus, take the wheel. I was like thinking of ways I could get away from them for a second. Like, let me go make a copy of something. Let me go do this, do that. Like all I needed was just a few seconds away. But I did end up helping them and they were gone before 3. And then and of course they asked the question that I cannot resist talking about. They said, whose Tesla is that in the parking lot? So we started talking about Tesla. We started talking about Tesla Solar. I almost wanted to like show them my stock portfolio, but I didn't do that. So after they left, I sold the options and I didn't even know what to do. Robinhood was asking me all these questions. I wasn't even sure if I was answering the questions right, but here we go. So it's hard to tell here because it's like you get money from Robinhood, you get a credit to buy stocks and stuff has to settle. So I had nearly $20,000 of cash I could just withdraw from my account. It was insane. So here, right here, you can see that the February call that I spent however much money, because I can't remember, like $44 or whatever, turned into $2,000. No, it's not even $2,000. $7,260. $40 turned into $7,000. Yes, like that's like a pyramid scheme level of money I made. And then I still can't fathom this. The call I bought for 200, was it 220 or 240? Guys, I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm in shock. My brain cannot process this. That under $300 amount turned into $12,115. So that's like, what is that? $19,375. I'm trying to add it up in my head. That's a lot of work. And then here's just a screenshot. January 30th, I spent $49. January 30th, I spent $223. Basically some FU money, wanting to get into calls, thinking I was just like, I didn't even know what I would get out of it, honestly. I just wanted to have a good time. I don't go to Vegas. I don't drink. So I'm like, whatever. I don't waste money on alcohol on the weekends. I don't party. Like, this is my partying for a very boring person. Heck, I even gave up Starbucks. So, like, this is my Starbucks for the next few months. If I lose it, I lose it. And then just for example, like I'm looking at a call, a $1,500 call is $1,000. So like in the back of my mind, I'm like, holy crap, I made $20,000 from calls. I need to start doing more calls. I could make a lot of money. And then like Tesla stock plummets. And not plummets like Great Depression plummets, but it went from nearly hitting $1,000 a share to now less than $900. So I sold at such the perfect time, and I don't get how or why I lucked out. Like, this was the perfect storm of luck for me. I bought it, no clue what's going on, no clue. It went up randomly. I sold it at the perfect freaking time, like absolutely perfect. And now, gosh. And now, okay, so I've been mentioning calls. So calls is betting stuff goes up. You can also do a put, which is betting stuff goes down. If you've ever heard of like Tesla short sellers or TSLA, that's like the group of people that wants to post crap about Tesla to get their stock to go down because they bet Tesla is going down. So at this point, the next day on Wednesday morning, if I wanted to buy a $700 put, which is betting that Tesla goes down to $700 by Friday, that amount cost $13,000. So that is how sure the market is that Tesla is going to go to $700. If I would have not sold my options, I would have been so stressed right now. Like, yes, right now, I bought the options for February 14th, so that would be next Friday, and March 20th, which is way a ways from now. But the amount of stress I would be enduring every single day as the market goes up and down, I couldn't do. I'm perfectly happy right now, like knowing I sold at a good time. If Tesla stock goes up to like $1,500 before March 20th, yeah, I'll be PO'd, but you can't be mad about any profit you make. And here's just another screenshot. In Wednesday, like Tesla stock's now under $800. It was going up a little bit, and that kind of ends my screenshots. But let's take a look at it right now and see. So of course it is early as heck in the morning, so we're in after hours, but it's at 7:24. So definitely not like about to hit the 1,000, and I don't doubt it's going to hit 1,000 eventually, but the big question is when. So if we go back into these calls, the February 14th call that I sold for, did we say $7,000? It's not worth $7,000 anymore because the market went down with Tesla. So now it's only worth $670. So if I sold it right now, like in theory, I would have gone from like $40 to $600, which is fine, but not like the crazy amount. And then if we go to March 20th, which was my other call, I certainly don't think it's going to be $12,000. So it is $2,775. So at this point, like, if I didn't sell those calls, I would probably hold on to them because I would get this like gambling itch in my head, like I gotta just hold it and see what happens. But you know what? Like, come next week, if Tesla is lower than when I bought the calls, they would be redeemed as worthless, as $0. Like, that's my understanding of calls. And if I waited until March 20th with my other call, like hoping for something good, you never know what could happen with the market. If Tesla was still down, again, it would have been $0. And at the end of the day, I would have only lost that not even $300, but for the rest of my life, I would have the emotional trauma that I missed out on $20,000 or what, $19,475 or whatever. I wish it was really $20,000. It would be so much easier to say. But I have only had half a cup of coffee, guys, and I just feel like I don't know what's going on. And that's it, guys. If you want to check out some other videos of mine, I'll put them here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll put my head somewhere down here. Have a great day. Have a great night, wherever you are. Bye.